more closely resembled basketball than the first scrimmage from a couple days ago. John Zanis, CLNS Media founder Nick Gelso, The Athletics Clevis Murray, and Celtics blog / CLNS Media's Bobby Manning here. And guys, I have to say I'm definitely embarrassed for being concerned about Jayson Tatum after last game because, again, slow start, but finally just did the things you want to see him do, and it feels like all is right with the world.
Yeah, shooters shoot, John, and Tatum shot, and he looked great, and between the two of them, Tatum, Brown, it's exactly what the Celtics fans have envisioned, what I envisioned. So definitely better game two.
Yeah, Bobby?
That's what you like to see. If he took 30 shots and made 25%, this is what you got to do. You got to get in there. You got to let them rip off and get comfortable again. There's definitely that leaning thing. I know you've talked about this before, John, too. He leans a little too much away from the rim rather than getting in there. And you see that.
Fight through contact, right.
Just like November. But, on his step backs, on his dribbles, attacking these guys one-on-one, he got into it around halftime there. And, man, for a Duke guy to kill a UNC guy like Cam Johnson there, I felt good about that.
Yeah, Clevis, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, he's definitely looked good today. I mean, he struggled in the first game, but I think he's doing better. I think him and Jaylen have showed that even during the 4-month layoff, they've been producing. They've been showing that they are putting in the work. And to me, I don't know if you guys have seen, but to me, Tatum looked a little bit bigger as well. Looks like he's been hitting the weights as well. So
let's hope it's good weight.
yeah, it's good weight.
With a guy that skinny, sometimes you can't tell, right? Yeah.
But I don't know. They were showing a lot of video of him practicing at the Auerbach Center prior to going, and he had one where he was shirtless. The dude's shredded. Yeah. So he definitely looks good. And Brown. Yeah. You're talking about he looks like it's a whole new off season, and he just added more to his game.
Brown looks, again, get to Brown in a second, but Tatum, I did see one of the reactions on Twitter I thought was really astute, that so with someone like him, it's not just a rhythm where, shooters got to shoot, as you said, Nick, but sometimes, it took him how many games to just remember what good shots are. At the start of last year, probably 10, 15, 20 games where he just kind of was figuring out, which shots am I supposed to take? And that's part of his process too, a little bit. But Jaylen, you're right. It looks like he literally just stepped right out of pre-COVID basketball and is 100% himself.
More so.
I'll say
Sorry,
I'm going to save some of my Jaylen stuff mostly for post game, but he looks like the best Celtic by a mile right now. He's powerful. That layup with two guys into him, fading to his left. I mean, that's all-star stuff there. He just missed the team this year. But people forget, he was every bit as good as Tatum for a certain point right up until February.
Numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been impressed with Jaylen, too. You see that he's showing the turnaround jumper. He's showing a little bit of everything in these first two games. Like I mentioned earlier, he hasn't taken a step off the gas. And it shows, you only have 8 games to prepare for the playoffs. So you have a short window. So every rep matters. Even though it's a scrimmage, it still matters.
And that was always the thing with Jaylen. It's a matter of slowing the game down. When it goes slower for him, he just looks like he's faster than everybody else. It's like Keanu in the Matrix. When he's got it, he's got it. And he looks like that right now, that it's just he's perfectly ready to go with the speed of his game versus everybody else right now.
When he was younger, he tended that his brain moved faster and his body could keep up with a lot of times. And now you're seeing all that come together for sure.
And lastly, and then we're going to head back and we'll watch the second half, and we'll be back for post-game. We might have buried the lead, but obviously Kemba practicing and playing and starting and looking, I think, really good. I mean, right out of the gate, obviously a couple buckets, but he just looks twitchy. He doesn't look like a guy who's favoring a knee at all. His movement looks... If nobody said knee, I would have never guessed there was ever any issue.
Agreed. I mean, I was listening to Max on the radio prior to. We know knee problems there. And in his career, he said the same exact thing you just said, John. So I'd have to agree with that. It's encouraging.
Yeah, Clevis, what did you see?
Yeah, no, he definitely looked impressive. I mean, he's had 4 months off, and you could never tell, like you mentioned, if he had a knee issue or not. Although I will say there is some caution there because it has been 4 months and he still does have the issue.
Right.
But again, if you're watching him, you can never tell. It looks like the same old all-star guard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That early bucket was great. I loved more him attacking Ayton that first possession. And they knocked Ayton out of this game, unlike Steven Adams the other day.
Yeah.
Offensively. I mean, they just adjusted to everything they did wrong the other night, which is exactly what you want to see.
Yep. All right. Well, we have more coming up in post game, as we mentioned. All four of us, maybe. Nick's invited. We'll see if he wants to join. He's dubious. He's on the
Waiting
fence.
for better invites. I'm waiting.
He's shy. He's a little shy. But we want to get back to the second half because I don't want to deny Bobby 1 second of Tremont Waters because he wants to take on the full experience, and he's ready for it. So. Yeah. We'll be back. The second half's about to begin now. So thanks for joining us. You can catch this on all of our CLNS platforms.